Historical Unknown Girl Society, the only welcome to the party game where we have possums only badges, no pony bars, and cats that talk. Multiple cats that talk. And today, are we actually live? Okay, sorry. I'm not getting the visual on the Twitch stream.
No, we're live.
Okay, maybe I'll just reload it. That would be the thing. Okay, sorry about that. I am still organized and I still know what I'm doing. So I'm going to start by reviewing all of the standard welcome to the party stuff. It's changed a little bit. There'll be a commercial during the break. Please watch it. So thank you to Roll20, Tabletop Loot, So Nerdware, and Devin Rue for sponsoring and supporting the channel. Hold on one second. Okay, and then our Patreon supports the bulk of the operations here, and subs and bits will give you awesome emotes while giving the players some extra benefits. Check out the Patreon info below. And as always, join us on our amazing Discord. If you want to play in a Welcome to the Party game, that's the best place to find one as we're finding stuff. And if you're worried about that noise, don't worry. It's just some setup being done, and it will be gone soon. Alrighty. Let us go around and introduce the everybody. You'll notice we are down 2 players today. Adora is sick, and Mara, as every other week, is alternating between games until the other one ends. So it's just going to be Elizabeth and Minerva. So let's start by introducing Minerva.
Hi, I'm Persephone. I play Minerva, she, her.
And remind us what Minerva looks like.
Right, Minerva is just a very, big, tall, but also big, wide lady. Long, curly, red hair. A little bit on the muscular size for her size. Slightly on the muscular side. Yeah, just a big, friendly lady who will happily make you a cake on your birthday with no ulterior motive whatsoever.
Nothing going on there.
Nothing.
And then we also have Elizabeth back this week.
Hi, I'm Alexis, and I play Elizabeth, who is the local witch/spiritual guide of, well, she pretends at least that she's like the level-headed of the group.
Yes, we are all the level. But no
yes, very, very level-headed.
And I am Silent Ferrets. I am sort of steering this mess, but honestly, I let everyone else take the wheel most of the time, even though I'm in the driver's seat. So that could be good. All right, let me pull up my adventure plans because we've got a lot to get to. And let me briefly review our safety tools, lines, and veils because they matter. First of all, this is an Unknown Armies game. So if you're here, you should be prepared for unpredictable adult content. It's not going to get too off the rails, but you know, it is a game where lots of stuff happens. Because the lines and veils are specific, that what we're not going to touch on and what we're going to avoid. Our lines are, these are things that are not going to be a part of the story and are not going to show up. There's not going to be any sexual assault. There's no time loss due to psychological reasons. There's no relationship gaslighting. And there's no animals getting hurt. This actually rules out some portions of the Unknown Armies universe, which I'm okay with. So, Also, we are using the safety tools. I believe it's called script change, but I'm still researching where I got the idea from when I discovered it. Basically, if someone says fast forward, we're going to take a scene, move it behind a veil, fast forward to the end of it. It happened, but we don't want to see it. If someone says rewind, something problematic happened, we're going to go back, we're going to change the details of what happened, figure out how to make it better for everyone at the table, and then we're going to move forward. If someone says pause, we're going to stop for a second, talk about what's going on, clarify stuff, take a breather if we need it. And if someone says stop, we're going to step back, cool down, and I don't know, do what we need to do. Stop is like the I'm really having difficulty for whatever reason. So, watch for it. Safety tools. It matters. Even Monty Cook approves of safety tools. So that's that. And now, last time, our intrepid proprietors of a pizza, taco, cat cafe with concert space managed to get into a power struggle with Jaquette, leader of the Committee for, I think, Local Purity and Cleanliness.
Cleanliness and purity.
That's it. Cleanliness and purity. The order matters, believe it or not.
I'm sure it does.
I just don't have it memorized. So they were rooting through her trash, trying to find stuff with which they could use for blackmail or mystic purposes. And they succeeded. But then stuff got complicated when a policeman, Officer Quinn, showed up, told them they need to go get waffles quickly. They were attacked by someone or something. Adora's dad showed up, somehow found them. Everything got complicated. There was a lot of emotional infighting because, stuff with Adora's dad and Adora gets complicated. And then, in the middle of all of this, Atropos showed up, working for Jaquette, to try to sue for peace. So it was sort of a complicated session, and I managed to stymie our heroes from doing anything productive. Or did I?
I think we were like a little bit productive. We got at least the one thing from Jaquette. We could still do that. I don't think we will, at least right now, but we could. We learned about the Committee for Cleanliness and Purity.
Oh, right. You learned about their goal and their backstory a bit, and what and
totally not the Illuminati.
They're just trying to make sure everyone's taken care of and everyone's in their proper place. They see now. Oh, and you found Cameron.
We know of the existence of Cameron.
Cameron, what is Cameron, Minerva?
Cameron is maybe Jaquette's son, who is maybe in the hospital or dead. We're not sure.
Okay.
We got some sort of receipt from a hospital that said Cameron.
Yeah, you got some paperwork that had been ripped up and in the trash, referring to Cameron at Mercy Hospital. Cameron Meir, same last name as Jaquette. And you also identified that there was a Facebook page memorializing Cameron. So there could be something there, potentially. And
potentially.
Oh, also, flowers bloomed magically all over the restaurant in an attempt to convince Mara that magic is real. That was a complicated partial success.
I feel like technically it worked, although officially Mara couldn't back down because of Avatar reasons. But I think I did a really good job with the flowers, if I do say so myself.
For a little while,
I didn't realize Mara needed more convincing after the cat.
Apparently,
oh no, she didn't think that was magic.
Then the cat.
That's just natural. Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Apparently, people who just grew up in this area are a little more desensitized to magic for some reason.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like to the point that Elizabeth, are you local or did you move to the area?
I'm local.
Okay. So have you ever left the area for any significant period of time?
I think not for a significant time. I think she's lived here her whole life.
Okay. Minerva definitely can attest to this, that
Mhm.
things are more concentrated here than usual. Not just like there's a lot of
Mhm.
wizards, but there's a lot of weird phenomena.
Mhm.
You know, it's not just like I'm living with a bunch of electricians. There's a bunch of loose electrical outlets giving off sparks all over the place.
So
Uh-huh.
someone just dropped all the weird here, huh?
Yep.
Or something attracts it.
I wonder what that could
Ooh.
be.
Yeah,
I hope
I
it's not me.
wonder.
What's your guess, Minerva? Do you have a guess?
Oh, it's the UFO, 100%.
Okay, it could be. Last session, Pebble did not like the pizza very much. Pebble wanted meat, but also Pebble wanted better ingredients, and also that serves our goal. So we decided that we would be pursuing better ingredients as well as doing other things today. So
Time to appease Pebbles.
You must, because pizza for the Pebble God, is that anything?
I think Pebble thinks that's a thing. I don't think Pebble has convinced anyone else that's a thing.
All right, so we're gonna start with something individual scenes real quick, and okay, I want to start with Minerva just because you were here last week, and I think
Alrighty.
that'll help settle us in. And then we're going to do Elizabeth. Now, I gave you a couple of options, and the two you were most interested in were the potential to get a significant charge, and what was the other one? Was it
Let me
the
look
more
in the
spirit
DMs.
stuff?
Oh yeah, the weird note thing. I want to live again, whatever.
Yeah. Did you have a preference of which of those we start with?
No preference. Dealer's choice, as it were.
All right. I think. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Okay. So, when you wake up this morning, you do your normal stuff. So, by the way, you can give yourself. I'm assuming it's just the next day. So, give yourself another minor charge because you wake up, you have
Mhm.
your breakfast. That's the way it works.
Right.
Because you dropped a bunch of charges yesterday.
Yeah, I used 6.
So, and the significant charge isn't out of the running. It's just we're not starting off with it.
Okay.
I think you're going to find at your door marked with some substances you might not identify, a pile of printed paper. And it appears to be a WikiHow article on building a body.
Uh-huh.
And on the side of it, written in your best guess is hair dye, but it's hard to tell, that what it says is step 1, I need a vessel. Step
Mhm.
2, we need to get in the vessel. Step 3, profit. And a little smiley face next to it.
I'm sure. Uh
It spells it with a PROPHET.
Oh, 100%. That's how I thought it was spelled. Cool. Um, do. Can I try and identify the substances? Would that be like a
Sure.
knowledge roll?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a knowledge roll. Yeah, that sounds like a knowledge roll.
Cool. Succeeds.
Okay. You smell, there's got a sort of natural kind of new agey scent to it. There's hair dye on it.
Oh no.
There's some alcohol, like rubbing alcohol on one of the pages, like what you might use to sterilize a surgical instrument or something. And in one corner, there's, you think it might be wet cat food, but it's hard to tell. And oddly enough, this ton is not written in the vague blood related stuff. And in fact, some of the stuff that's in red written on it, some of the letters are in red. You now realize the last note wasn't written in blood, it was written in this weird hair dye stuff.
Okay. So at least, probably not a malicious person.
Probably.
Probably.
So what do you do?
I guess I'm gonna read the WikiHow article that has been printed out, I guess.
Basically, it goes through a step-by-step process of multiple ways of assembling a vessel for a spirit to inhabit, which could be assembling it out of parts, though this is not optimal and has the downside of they aren't actually human. There's another option for if you find someone you can put the person in, you can just use their body. Or you could make your own out of either ectoplasm or leftover human parts. Or if you have a fully functional but dead body or brain dead body. It doesn't say dead. It says it's very, very carefully worded so as not to trigger your taboo.
Nice.
You get the sense that was deliberate, by the way.
The article, or like it was like stuff crossed out?
The article was worded that way deliberately not to trigger your taboo.
Oh, how considerate.
Because it never says dead body. It says the vessel, the empty vessel, a comatose vessel, a willing human vessel, an unwilling human vessel.
I have some ideas, but I feel like those are more of long-term things, and it's hard to. If I knew more information about Cameron and was willing to be a huge dick, maybe I could do that. But
well, you do know that would massively mess with Jaquette, even with what little info you have.
It would massively fuck with Jaquette. But also, that feels like a dick move, which isn't something Minerva is about at the present.
Okay. You could probably, if you really worked your contacts, get some spare human parts or get a dead body.
Yeah, but that seems like a
Spare parts.
to do eventually thing. Yeah, spare parts. You've by now heard like Minerva's equivalent of like a doctoral thesis about how death is bullshit and doesn't exist.
Yeah, but it's just the phrasing.
Yeah. It's a callous and disturbing phrasing. Minerva, what's your violence level right now? How many hardened are you?
None.
I'm wondering if that's a violence check. I'm not saying it is, but I'm asking if you want to take one there.
I don't think it is, just because Minerva came up with this ethos herself.
Sure.
If it was something that Minerva had learned, maybe
Yeah.
that would be different. But I think because she came up with this herself, I
Okay.
think like it's more like as the ideas formed, she kind of rationalized it.
Okay. It'll be interesting.
Minerva's weird.
Yes.
Who isn't? Especially in this town. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like, put it on the table with like a sticky note in case whoever is watching saying to do later. And I'm gonna go find Elizabeth so we can work on those ingredients.
All right. Now, Elizabeth, I think you wanted a Shay scene. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So tell me about Elizabeth's sort of morning routine. How does she start off the day?
Okay, so she doesn't have any obligations in the morning, so it's more of a case of either Adora or Shay waking her up around like 9 or 10 in the morning, and she would just crawl out of bed and like put on some tea, maybe get some toast, and like very grudgingly eat that.
Okay. I think Shay's going to come over and sit down with you. Now, we don't have a picture of Shay in the thing yet because I hadn't talked to you about putting it in to the Roll20 so it can show up. But if I recall, Shay kind of has this sort of like hippie look to her.
Yeah, she passed away when the hippie look was at the height of the trend. So yeah.
And she comes over and she sort of sits down with you. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but you also know she doesn't actually physically interact with any of the objects. And she's just trying to make some morning small talk with you and check in about how it was. If I recall, you had a couple of days where it's a couple days since the opening. So
Mhm.
you had to deal with, I think, Elizabeth. No, you're Elizabeth.
I have to deal with myself. Yeah.
Your sister, because your sister was in town.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily all you were up to, but I wonder how that went.
She didn't call her. She doesn't really like. She only calls her sister if she needs like immediate advice about something that's like burning down right now. So, since the opening went smoothly and the place is going well, she's like, yeah, whatever. My sister can chill
I
wherever she
think
wants.
once or twice, she texts you just to be like, "Hey, I'm going to be heading out tomorrow. Hey, do you want to get coffee?" And if she doesn't hear back from you, she's going to let it lie because she knows this was one of the better times. Emily, that's the sister's name. This was one of the better interactions you had, and she's like taking the win, basically.
Unless Emily insists on unless Emily sends a second text, she's not gonna answer.
Okay. I think the second text is, all right, I'm heading to the airport. It was good to see you. Sorry, we were both so busy.
She'll just send back like safe travel.
And that's that, that family be like that.
Mm.
And then you don't hear from her anymore. So Shay sits down. I'm guessing you've probably just been kind of working at the store and also doing your readings, your spiritual healing stuff.
Yeah, a mix of that and cooking at the place.
Cool. So you also are a cook there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not an experienced one, just 10%.
Oh, we introduced a new character, by the way. His name's Robert. He plays folk punk covers of show tunes, and he's sort of the day manager when everyone's busy with crises. He's the one who makes sure the employees get paid.
Cool.
He's primarily a narrative convenience, or a running gag, depending.
He's okay.
I mean, he's I like his music.
He's all right.
So I just
Rabbit
thought,
sounds cool.
yeah. I mean, he does either Dropkick Murphys style covers with a band or like solo Mountain Goat style covers of like Phantom
Dropkick
of the Opera.
Murphys are great.
They are.
So he doesn't practice very much because that's part of the aesthetic. So Shay sits down with you and is like, hey, so it seems like things are going pretty well with the opening and stuff.
Oh, you mean the pizza place? Yeah, no, it's going good.
I mean, when you came back that first night, you were just, I could feel the energy coming off you. It was nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone was happy about it. You know, a lot of us like wanted this for a long time, you know, to have a kind of like a nice corner to ourselves and people we like.
So
Yeah.
I had
Something on your mind?
yeah, it's weird. I'm embarrassed to ask about it, honestly. I mean, I don't know if it's eavesdropping. I'm a ghost and I can hear the whole apartment. So is that eavesdropping?
Just tell me what's bothering you.
Okay. I know I'm here and I'm a ghost, and that's better than being not here. But being a ghost isn't great. You know, I'm kind of stuck here, and
Uh-huh.
I was hearing, I think I overheard Adora talking to, I don't know, she was on, God, phones are so small now. Anyway, she was talking to someone.
Yeah.
I think you might know someone who can help me a little bit.
And who would it be?
You have a, do you know what, you know what adepts are, right? Like, have we talked magic much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been taught about adepts.
Okay. I think Minerva might be able to help me at least be able to leave the apartment. From what I heard, she's got like some sort of, like, I've never heard of any magic like hers, but it sounds like it could potentially help me at least move about normally.
I mean, I can ask her, but are you sure that is what you want, considering your ghostly situation is specifically bound to this apartment?
I mean, I don't want to be unbound from the apartment. I don't know if it's possible to be unbound from the apartment. It's more about, I've been stuck here for a long time, not able to
Yeah.
leave. And if I could just like go see a movie, or I mean, meet some other people like me, it'd be nice, you know?
Here's the thing. I'll ask her. That's like 2 seconds. Don't worry about it. But do think about if that's really something you want, because you just noted yourself, phones changed, the world changed. You might end up with like a small culture shock if you do go
Yeah, but
out.
I know, but I'm excited. You don't, Okay, your restaurant. I mean, we've talked about it. The fact that
Mhm.
you can open a restaurant that is openly friendly to gay women now, I don't care about the culture shock. It's a better world, and I want to see it. I helped make it, and I want to see it.
Sure, but
It's exciting, and I think with just a little bit of magic power and Minerva's help, I could go out. And I know it's not great, but how bad can it be?
okay. Well, you think about that, and I'll get back to you once you come home from work. Okay?
Sure, yeah. Um, Even if just like if we could meet and talk or something, I don't know. I
Yeah, yeah.
just, I'm sorry. I know it's a big ask, and
And at this point, Elizabeth is gonna like pull out her phone and point at the clock like it's still early.
right, right. I forget about time sometimes because, yeah. I'm gonna go. I think play with Sandy. Um,
Sure.
and you can see over, if you were to walk into the other room, she's basically sort of dangling some ectoplasm so that her fingers have become long string-like things, and Sandy's chasing them around. It might be horrifying, but it's mostly just cute.
No, that's cute.
All right, so where are Elizabeth and Minerva meeting up? The restaurant?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, gonna go to work.
All right, so at the restaurant, the flowers are still there and they haven't faded. What happened was all of the plants in the restaurant bloomed, including ones that aren't supposed to bloom at all.
Yeah.
Which,
They got
uh,
purple and or rainbow flowers.
I don't know if Pebble has probably taken a bath and then jumped into a flower again. So Pebble looks like, I think the cat. I don't know if Pebble has the white spot of the cat that's on where Mara is. Mara's picture. I don't know if you can see it. It's just like a black cat with white paws.
Mhm.
But the pollen is covering Pebble so that it's like rainbow flag all over the place. And Pebble is adoring this. You're not sure necessarily how Pebble gets out of the cat cafe part because they are supposed to be blocked. They're separated. There's even someone who's, because you can't have cats in like the pizza area because,
Yeah.
but they're getting away. And I just realized I haven't checked chat in a while, so I should do that. Okay, cool. So that's what's going on when you guys walk in. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to ask Minerva, like, where did all the flowers come from?
Oh yeah, that was me. We were trying to explain some things to Mara, and she wasn't listening. So she needed a more exuberant example, extravagant example. I think it's really nice.
It's nice, but how is a bunch of flowers gonna be an example of magic?
Because I made the flowers.
And I can go to the florist and get flowers too.
No, magic and stuff.
Uh-huh. A quick question. Are the flowers like on tables and seats too, or just decoration?
There might be like some flowers like as a centerpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the big ones is there was a non-flowering cactus that flowered, and like there was a vine that has flowers all the way down by the door.
Can we like clean at least a little bit up so we can take in customers?
What,
And
the
she's like,
flowers are clean. It's fine. It's just Pebble jumping in and out of them.
Yeah, but the customers need like a place to like sit down.
Yeah, there are plenty of places to sit down. They're not in the way.
As soon as you say that, by the way, you now see Robert come out with a broom, and he starts trying to take care of it.
Oh, hey, Robert.
Hi, just doing a thing, trying to flowers. Right, they were pretty. I forgot to clean them up.
I mean, they're
Don't worry.
not really in the way, are they?
No, but
I mean, they're totally in the way.
They're not in the way.
they might stain someone's pants. You know, we gotta.
How are flowers gonna stain someone's pants?
Well, I'm. You guys work it out. I'm gonna. Broom.
You do that.
So he's cleaning. All right. Give me one moment. Okay. Apart from the flowers, is there anything else you both wanted to talk about?
I can't think of anything. I suppose Elizabeth is gonna ask like, hey, Minerva, did you talk to Adora about like some magic stuff recently?
I mean, Adora was also there when we were trying to convince Mara of that. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, okay. I was just wondering, have you ever dealt with ghosts?
I mean, I was possessed by a Dybbuk for a little bit.
Does Elizabeth know what a Dybbuk is?
No, Elizabeth is like has cocked a brow and is like, uh-huh.
It's specifically a Jewish ghost.
Okay.
A Dybbuk is according to Wikipedia, a malicious possessing spirit believed to be the dislocated soul of a departed person. It supposedly leaves its host body once it has accomplished its goal, sometimes after being helped.
So what happened for you to get possessed?
I just kind of was, there was like this old crate of wine in my mom's basement, and then like, oh, it's there, ghosts are real.
The ghost was in the wine.
Well, no, technically, the wine we were gifted was a Dybbuk box, which is just a huge dick move.
Oh, okay. I guess they didn't like it too much then.
Maybe. I don't know. Or they didn't
Anyway.
know.
So I suppose you did have some experience with ghosts then. So
yeah, one keeps like writing me notes and stuff. Is that the
notes?
one you're talking about?
No.
Oh, I don't know. I've been getting like some notes recently.
You wanna like check that out?
Yeah, I mean, I like helping, if it's the same one, great, if they're different ones.
No. It wasn't the same ghost because this. Okay, so in short, I have a ghost in my apartment, and
That's neat.
For reasons as ghosts are, they cannot leave the apartment, and she thinks that you could help her at least move away from the apartment for a while.
I mean, maybe it takes some more mojo than I have going on right now. I mean, the flowers took a lot. Like I made cacti bloom.
Yeah, no, I can see that. It's pretty. I'm not disproving of the prettiness. Um, but okay, well, if you have time after work, do you want to come by my place and talk to the ghost?
Uh, maybe, I guess. Could do that. Weren't we gonna like look for ingredients though? Just to, like really make sure we have like the best pizza.
Oh, right, there's like so much to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know where we can start with that?
I think Adora really wanted some vegan chorizo.
At this moment, Elizabeth, you're going to realize the best person to talk to and the people you should go see is Martha McConnery. Minerva may have met Martha McConnery. I'm not sure. She's the head of the local coven that meets at the university. And you realize that this is the most important thing in order both to pursue this goal and maybe to just check in about other stuff since there's a lot going on.
Maybe she can also help with those weird messages. Yeah, let's just skip to that. Elizabeth is gonna suggest that we visit her and check her out if anything's going on.
All right.
All right, yeah.
All right. So if no one has any other suggestions,
No.
Martha's going to meet you at a nondescript street corner.
Mhm.
There's a rundown looking building with a big piece of wood over the door with spray painted on it the words "The Hole." And I believe the picture that's up is Martha, but I did a whole bunch of picture work and I don't remember off the top of my head. How does that look for you, Elizabeth? Since you came up with the first Martha.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So she comes up. Let's see now.
Just so we're clear, Elizabeth is totally eating a big piece of ice cream while waiting.
So nearby there's a rolling taco stand that just has the words Taco Man on the side. And Martha comes up, she buys a taco and walks over to you
Wow.
guys. And she's like, "Good afternoon." And she's chewing while she's talking. It's not gross, but it is a little bit.
Good afternoon, Mrs. McConnery.
How are you doing, Elizabeth? Now, if I remember correctly, she basically raised you, Elizabeth. Is that correct?
At least when it comes to everything witch and magic stuff, definitely.
Okay. So I hear that you all have been making some waves.
Yeah, we opened a pizza and taco place.
It's impressive, but I'm talking magic waves. I don't know what you did, but there was a little bit of mystic resonance the night before you opened. It was impressive. And now you have Jaquette Mier in a tizzy, and I love it.
Well, I don't know about Jaquette, but I think the other thing was my ritual. That went really well.
I think that's probably what it was. I don't know what you did, but it sounds like you followed all the right rules. Oh, it's not Mir, it's Mayus. I messed up the last name. Because memories. And yeah. She's wearing like a nice smart business suit, but she's got a small silver hand pin on it. And
Illuminati.
no, it's It doesn't. It's not like a grasping hand. It's almost like a.
I know, I'm just being a shit.
Okay, that's cool. She also has like scepter shaped cufflinks on her suit,
Ooh.
also silver. So, and she's like, I'm glad you could meet me. So, because you've become a thing, I wanted to invite everyone. I mean, first of all, Elizabeth, I think you've been to the hole before, but I don't know. But that's sort of the basic where the wizard people meet. And you've got to have your face, we need to make sure that you know where it is in case you need anything.
Oh, does that mean networking possibilities?
Definitely. It's also kind of a safe place. Like, you shouldn't be talking about summoning demons in the middle of the road on a sunshiny day, she says as she crunches on a taco next to a road, next to a parking lot on a sunshiny day.
I understand.
So let's go in. Then we're not going to stay there, though, because I don't like it. We're going to go over to No Ponies, because since Chiquette's taking you seriously, y'all aren't ponies anymore. And that's good. I'm impressed.
Hell yeah.
It's good to be on the same side as you guys. So she leads you into the hole, and it is a dingy dive bar, and there's not much going on there. There's a couple of people. They're very quiet. Let me find the right. I have a picture of someone in the bar. There's a picture. Hold on one second.
Technology.
Let's see if I can get this to work. All right. So it didn't. Did the players in roll 20? Did you see that picture come up in roll 20 for you?
I see Smoker too.
Yeah. That's the one. That person is the only guy at the bar, and he's just writing down notes. So so she's like, this is a great place to meet. You can meet pretty much anyone here. You can invite people here. They just need to be a little bit in the know.
All right.
Don't bring any normals here, but
understood.
But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of the gatekeeping, but it's important because. So she goes over and she leads you back out, and she's like, let me give you a lift over to No Ponies.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
She's got a little blue Honda Fit. So she opens the door and she pushes the seat forward, and she's like, who wants to sit in the back?
Not me.
I climb in.
It's uncomfortable, but not ridiculously so. People who complain about it are probably being oversensitive, but at the same time, it's smaller than most, it's more comfortable than an airline, which is about it. So Minerva, when you get in, you can, how much does Minerva weigh?
Minerva, probably about, let's see, she's 6'4", so probably about 250.
Okay. First of all, this is not a fat shaming thing. We're against that here. The point is just the Fit is a small car that responds to your weight. When I was 170 in a brighter time and I was driving a Fit, I would sometimes shift in ways. It's like, it's not supposed to do that, is it? So you feel the car shift when you sit down, because
small car.
It's a small
Tiny.
and it is a light car. It is not, it's easy
a
to
city car.
Yeah. It's not a bad car. I'm not hating on the fit. I like the physicality of the fit.
Watch us next week be sponsored by Ford.
This certainly isn't a detail that came out of my recent journey into car shopping.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I'm downsizing from an SUV to a small car. So,
Oh, why?
because money.
Valid.
Uh, so, and then she gets in, and then the car sort of balances. It's kind of like a bicycle, where it's like, now the weight's evenly distributed. She's not quite as big as you, but the car it's fine. She's a shorter woman, I think, but stout, I think. So she drives over to No Ponies and waves at Taco Man as she goes. And you guys walk into No Ponies. And I'm not saying No Ponies is nice, but No Ponies has curtains. No Ponies has an aesthetic. There's a lot of animal art on the walls, but guess what's not there?
Ponies?
Correct. There are, however, larger horses.
What's the aesthetic though? I'm curious.
Mostly animals. All of the waiters and waitstaff and bartenders have sort of animal feature, either makeup or a mask or like a hat. The person at the bar doing the drinks, who is the only person not on break right now, is polishing glasses, is wearing sort of a tuxedo thing, but without the jacket, so they got a vest on. And they
Ooh.
have like painted on whiskers and little cat ears. And you may have remembered last week, actually, Elizabeth, you wouldn't know this, but last week I promised that there would be a cat that would make you drinks. Well, here we are.
Nice.
I deliver on every bad joke in a serious way. So the waiter walks over, and let me. I'm stealing this from all my fantasy children. Let me roll for the pronouns. They walk over and introduces themselves as Lenora. What can I get you? Professor McConnery, we have a table. It's just me at the moment. Everyone else is on break. So please, if you need anything, food or drink, I can call for it. McConnery nods and says, just a whiskey for me. Neat, light spritz of, just a spritz of water. Ginger ale back, please. And the rest of you, beverages?
You got any like craft beer maybe?
Of course. We couldn't be a bar without craft beer, not for the kind of clientele we get. We have a brand that the GM doesn't know because the GM doesn't know craft beer very well, but it sounds good.
Well, I'm gonna pick that brand then that the GM doesn't know about.
One of the interesting things is the wheat for this beer, it's a wheat beer, is sourced locally, actually. Pours it into a glass for you and is talking. There's a local organic farm. What is their name? And McConnery's like, wheat, don't tell me. It's a bad joke, but you know what?
I mean, bad jokes are fun.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. And Minerva? Oh, he doesn't know your name yet. And
yeah.
you?
Or they don't know my name yet.
Right.
Can I just get a Long Island?
Certainly. So they start mixing you a Long Island. Middle or top shelf?
Middle shelf's fine.
Okay. They mix you up a middle shelf.
You don't know the difference.
The difference is probably $10 per drink.
No difference
so
in taste.
middle shelf is probably fine then.
Especially for mixed drinks.
Yeah.
Top shelf can be worth it depending on what you're going for.
Top shelf is birthday stuff. But hey, Minerva experiences a lot of birthdays.
Yeah, that's true. So Professor McConnery. It's hard not to see her as a McGonagall, even though she's not.
Yeah, just give her a Scottish accent.
She's going to order some nachos. Minerva, remind me again. Kosher means if there's cheese, it can only be fish?
No. Okay, fish counts also as meat, so you cannot mix milk and meat.
Okay, so no
Also,
meat on the nachos, right?
no meat on the nachos.
Okay, no meat on the nachos. But extra sauce. They have nacho sauce. It's cool. It's good. I don't know what's in it though. And Lenora says I believe it's kosher. I'll check before I put it on.
Oh, thank you.
Lenora does a face motion which wiggles their whiskers and then walks away. McConnery looks around. So this is no ponies. So it is my understanding that there's some stuff we need to talk about. I am at your service. I mean, I'm not in charge of everything, but I'm pretty in charge. So, if I can help.
I mean,
Yeah.
Just immediately we were looking for just really good, possibly mystically good pizza ingredients.
Oh, I know this one. Okay. So, you remember that taco cart that I got the taco from earlier?
Uh-huh.
That guy, oh gosh, what's his name? What is his name? She pulls out her phone and starts scrolling through it. Taco Man. I like to call him Taco Man. He likes to be called Taco Man. Steve, right? Tell him I sent you. Steve has the ins. He's old Mac Attacks. But you guys know Mac Attacks?
No.
Nope.
Okay. He's not with them anymore. They did this whole thing. It was very messy. Sleeper shut him down. Magic. It's not a thing. That's Steve, by the way. The picture that's up, if you can see it, is Steve on the Twitch thing. Players. Can you see? Are you watching the Twitch stream, or should I do the show to players button in roll 20 when I'm
Hit the show to players button in roll 20? I am not watching the Twitch stream.
Okay. There's a lot of people. A lot of windows. So here is Steve. And hopefully that doesn't disrupt anything on Andy's end. Oh, I messed up Andy's end.
I also still don't see Steve.
Okay.
Hey,
So
technology.
I made it worse and I didn't make it better.
Oh no.
All right. If you go into the handouts, you should, under the use section, see Steve now.
Oh, okay. Steve the Taco Man.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that, Andy. So, all right. Where am I? All right. So he knows a lot of people because he really likes local sourced, ethically grown, mystically infused. That's the whole deal. So that's what he does. That's his shtick. Basically, the old Mac Attacks thing was like a magical charge tossed into a bag of fast food to sort of have something mystical and hopefully lucky good happen.
Ah.
The sleepers hated that. Y'all know the sleepers, right?
Uh-huh.
Minerva, you know the sleepers?
Maybe Minerva knows the sleepers. Persephone does not know the sleepers off the top of her head.
The sleepers are the group that when magic is about to go public, potentially, they show up and kill everyone involved.
Oh yes, I am aware of those.
They are the boogeymen of the occult underground. But lots of people in the occult underground recognize their importance because if they weren't there, people would go public with magic. Then there would be riots as people freak out because of failing unnatural checks, and then it goes bad. That's the story everyone tells.
That's certainly the story, anyways.
Well, Mac Attacks was well intentioned, and I'm not convinced that it was a bad plan. It's just a matter of they wanted to slowly make everyone more aware of what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, if you just start throwing magic at food, what would you expect to happen?
Well, I mean, they didn't do it with any craft because they weren't even in the food prep. This was usually the person working the window or loading the bag. I believe I wasn't involved. I'm interested in it because when you've got some people with a utopian ideal, you want to know what they're up to because they're either going to be really
Mm-hmm.
good or really dangerous or both.
Yeah.
Luckily, that's not what happens. So yeah. So you guys have a standing welcome here at No Ponies. It's a great place to meet people, but if they're not on the list, they got to be introduced because it's we're not trying to keep people out, but like who belong here, like who know stuff. But what we don't want is somebody who starts reading a mystic book and starts doing some magic and summoning demons, but doesn't practice any restraint. We don't want them to come here and get resources they aren't prepared to handle.
Mm.
Yeah, and blow themselves up. I understand that. So
They can blow themselves up. I mean, it's not
other
great.
things. Okay.
Well, if they summon a demon,
We have to deal with it. Yeah. So does it mean that we've just been introduced to this place?
yeah, you count. You're in. Your whole group is in. Not Robert. By the way, your pizza's great.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I think we do a pretty good job of it, but we just want to getting back on topic, we want to give it that little extra.
Yeah, you're doing the ritual stuff. It's good. You do the work, but you do the legwork and you do the ritual. You combine it, you get a solid result.
Yeah.
See, then you get people like Lawrence, and I don't think there's a picture for Lawrence, but Elizabeth, you've met Lawrence. Lawrence does magic for money, as in Lawrence's goal is make money with magic.
Okay.
Lawrence doesn't want to work. Lawrence doesn't want to go to work. Lawrence doesn't want to think. Lawrence wants to cast spells and then have dollars appear in his thing. Because Lawrence is skilled, Lawrence is part of the coven, but he's not necessarily the. She's when she talks about him, she's kind of looking down, and you know exactly why. It's because he's not interested in doing the legwork. He doesn't want to do things like save money at all. He just wants it to happen whenever he needs it. Now,
a lot of those people.
Yeah, and so you're not just casting a spell and summoning a place. I've been there. Ingredients. Skill, love, attention, an idea. There's stuff there. You gotta bring stuff to the table for magic to favor you, and I like that. And as for the Jaquette thing, she's a big deal and she's dangerous. And she has people who are dangerous. So be careful.
Yeah, one of them showed up literally the other day. We dealt with it. It was fine. It was weird, but it was hopefully I think we worked it out.
Wait. You dealt with it?
Well, like
They're dead now?
no 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 no. No.
I think you have to make that knowledge check, Minerva, to convince yourself death isn't real.
Yeah. Is this what am I defending with knowledge? Cool,
I think
cool,
it's
cool.
I think we just decided it was a straight
Okay, cool. Straight knowledge. Okay, I'm good.
I have a question. Would have Minerva already told Elizabeth about her taboo?
About what?
About her taboo?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, please don't mention these concepts around me. It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I think in that case Elizabeth would be like, Mr. Connery, if you could just not mention death or passing away or anything
That thing,
like
yeah.
that around Minerva.
Not good.
Oh. Okay, cool. I don't
It's
understand.
a thing. It's a
We'll
thing.
talk-
I made it up. It works.
That's great. So let's
But
see.
yeah, no, the person in question was not harmed. You were talking about restraint earlier, and there was definitely some restraint needed with certain other members of the group, but it
Mara.
was Mara and a little bit of Dara, but mostly Mara. But
she is a firecracker.
yep, that's her thing, but that's what makes her dangerous to Jaquette.
I'm hoping that we either find a way for peace or that she manages to upstage Jaquette, because that would be great. I think
I would be happy with either one. Currently, we're working on at least trying to not actively fuck with each other.
who did you meet with? Because I just assumed that she sent, people.
No, just one person, Atropos.
Oh,
That's a mouthful. Are they actually named Atropos?
That was how they introduced themselves.
Atropos
They seemed weird.
They are weird. Atropos
Like weird even for us.
No, Atropos is a strange lady. You know, she's looked like that for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is she also an adept?
No, I don't think so. She's she's immortal. Like, we're talking Comte Saint Germain. Well, Comte Saint Germain level immortal. Capital I immortal.
Wait, as in like a vampire immortal or some other type?
As in time seems to have hit pause on them immortal. Nothing creepy that I can figure out. She's not dangerous. She's really nice. Honestly, like, if I ever have to talk to Jaquette, I talk to Atropos instead.
Yeah, no, she seemed certainly pleasant enough. Maybe not all there, but
she's got a lot on her plate.
That's fair.
Okay,
fair.
wait. Can we just put it back for just a moment? How do you just stop aging altogether? That's
magic
like
bullshit, I assume.
Okay, but like that kind of level of magic bullshit, wouldn't that be very powerful if it's not like inherent?
All right, here's the story as I was told, not told by Atropos. Someone else told me the story, but Atropos and other people like her a long time ago did a ritual that they don't remember anymore. And they stopped aging. And they've been doing stuff ever since. But before you start being all sad that the ritual's gone, keep in mind Atropos doesn't sleep, as far as I know, and their brain hurts a lot. So I don't know how she manages with the amount of information she has incoming and already stored in her head. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
like I said, Atropos seemed off, and maybe that's why.
But she's a lovely person.
Yeah, seemed nice.
I've never seen anything horrible about her, though. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anyway, so that's good. Deal with Atropos, avoid Jaquette. It's better.
Yeah.
Elizabeth looks like she has something on the tip of her tongue, but like she can't remember what like that sounds super familiar from somewhere.
Which the ritual thing?
The whole like no sleep, head hurts thing.
Out of character, do you actually know what you're referring to?
Out of character, I want to say I heard something like that in some media, but I can't remember it. It's bugging me so hard right now.
Okay, I all right. So I think it's something, but I can't remember it either. But yeah, so that's Atropos. So the nachos arrive. Would you guys like to try the nachos? They're pretty good, but honestly, as soon as Lenora walks away,
I just had some ice cream. I'm good.
get a taco. Trust me, so good.
Okay, we'll go. We'll go talk to Steve. We'll get a taco. We'll see about the ingredients. Thank you very much.
Minerva, don't you want to ask her about your, the messages stuff?
Yeah.
Just chill. Miss Connery might help you.
All right, fine. So, how much do you know about ghosts? I know like a little, but
a lot. They're dangerous.
Okay.
Don't mess with them. They're evil.
They're not all evil.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Some of them are just really good liars. You don't. How much are you messing with ghosts? Do you have the rituals? Like, do you know how to banish a ghost?
No. But
I helped one move on like a while ago.
I'm a roommate with a ghost. Is that bad?
That's bad. That's real bad. She looks really concerned. You gotta understand. Okay. Demons, because that's what we call them, want one thing. They want to possess someone and then do the thing they are obsessed with, whatever it is. And they will say anything and do anything to get. I'm making them sound like men. They will say anything and do anything to get in your body.
Jokes.
Jokes.
She starts eating the nachos in the middle of talking. Sorry, I want to. So they're bad. They know a lot of secrets. They can do things. They know like pretty much anything you want to know, but I mean, okay.
Trust me, my ghost is not like other ghosts.
She looks really concerned, and she's like, how do you know?
We've been living for like 2 years now together.
Okay. She looks really concerned. Okay, it's possible there are other things that are ghost-ish, but when you say ghost to anyone in the occult underground, they're gonna think demon. And what a demon is it's someone who died, stripped of all the good parts, and all that remains is their obsession.
Miss McConnery,
What?
you said the word again around Minerva.
Oh my goodness. Tell you what. She is going to reach out and touch your hand, Minerva. Do you let her?
Yes.
Since you are in my territory, do you want to be part of my people?
What do you mean? Because I already joined one people, and that took a long time.
No, it's just sometimes I might ask you to help out if something goes pear-shaped really bad. And I know if you're in trouble, and if you're about to get in trouble, I know not to do the thing that I just did.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Would that the only thing would that be a hindrance in negotiations with Atropos?
I don't believe so. She doesn't.
Okay, yeah, sure, fine.
Okay. She accepts your agreement. And what she does is she says something, and normally you start bracing yourself with the mental logic, but then you realize you don't have to because she didn't say it. Because she said something else. Ghosts are leftover of people who have started to move on,
Mm-hmm.
she said. And it's completely changed causality. And it was never triggered.
Oh.
Okay, does Elizabeth notice anything, or is it just like nothing happened?
I'm going to say you have a choice. You can either not notice, or you can notice and potentially have some sort of reaction to it.
I want to notice.
All right, let me take a look at my thing. Unnatural 3, does that trigger either of you?
Nope. I have 4 hearted notches in unnatural now.
Unnatural, I am at 2.
All right, so Elizabeth, give me an unnatural stress check.
How do you roll that on the sheet again?
All right, so you pull up your character sheet, and I usually find I have to enlarge it because it's not on my screen. It doesn't. It's all wrapped around, and then you'll see the 5 stress checks where it's like helplessness, isolation, self, and natural violence. Now, off to the far right, it'll say defend with blank, attack with blank. Okay.
Okay.
So you defend unnatural with knowledge. So you're going to go find the knowledge button, which I believe is next to self. And then you're going to click that. And if you pass it, you're going to get a hardened notch in unnatural. And if you fail it, you're going to get disturbed and you're going to get a failed unnatural notch.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see it now. Defend with knowledge. Oh, I have no idea if that means anything. 3 versus 55.
What that means is you succeeded. 55 is the number that you're currently at for what the score is. You rolled a 3, so you're gonna just add another hardened notch for unnatural. That means your notice is 5% worse and your secrecy is 5% better.
Oh, okay. So I notice and I'm fine.
Yep. Now, meanwhile, let's see now. Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that does that make you feel a little out of control?
That a little bit, yeah.
So maybe helplessness 2.
Alrighty, so I would defend with status.
Yeah. Unless you
Alrighty.
have an identity that defends or that protects helplessness.
Nope. No, I'm good.
All right, so Gaindal hardened helplessness.
Mhm.
And then I think that's it. So, just a little small creepy thing. Reality just rewrote itself in front of you, and you're fine. It's not a deal.
Mhm.
What I'm now curious about, like, did I know she had those powers while she was teaching me? Or is this like news to me?
She's probably never directly addressed what's going on, but you, as soon as you put it together, you realize you're part of her group. At least you were. You can reject that if you want to.
Huh. She's gonna keep to herself for now, for the moment. But that's
Um,
interesting.
I think Minerva's gonna say it. That was causality. That is something.
Well, I mean, if you couldn't tell from she points to her cufflink scepters, the gold hand pin,
I
as
mean,
in,
I presumed you were magic. I just didn't know that was a thing you could do. I've had ideas about how to do similar things to that, but I haven't
well, I
tried them
wouldn't,
yet.
I wouldn't know how to do that as an adept, but I'm the true king of our little mystical city.
Oh, oh, that's another Avatar thing, right?
Yeah, my job is to protect it and protect people here and protect my followers and give my followers aid. So,
See, I told you she
Ah,
might be able to help you.
yeah.
which is why I'm concerned about Jaquette, because she's important and she's here, and I want, even though she's not a follower of mine, she lives here and I have to take care of her as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I'm hoping for peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think I don't have one formally scheduled yet, but I was planning on trying to talk to Atropos again, maybe without Mara, so it might be a little bit easier.
Yeah, that would be best.
Yeah, ask for forgiveness later. She'll deal with it.
All right. Now, we're coming up on break soon.
Mhm.
So, this might, do you have anything else to say to the true king of our little mystical city?
So, if you're the true king, and I apologize if this is ludicrous, but is there like a sword you have to pull out of a rock somewhere?
No.
Okay.
All right. I assume, because, all right. I
I,
don't know
I
your,
just wanted to know.
I mean, we could arrange it. I'm not a big Arthur person.
Mm.
This is Celtic. This is Quadna of the Silver Hand. I like that.
Oh, Argitlam.
So I honestly don't know anything about it. I just think there's some really pretty paintings.
Valid. And hey, if you get magic from that, that works.
But I like public service.
Hmm.
So that's the deal.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I like life.
right, right. So hopefully we can work together. And
Yeah.
like I don't have any dreams of actually ascending, but that's not what it's for. It's for the people. It's not about me.
Hmm.
You're not sure if she means it or if this is performative.
Can Can I know there's no formal insight check in Unknown Armies. What did we use last time for that?
Notice. This would be a notice check.
Okay. Cool. Probably won't work, but by one.
You're pretty convinced that it's performative in that she's saying this because she's actually Batman.
All right.
So, can I help you with anything else? I mean, please, if you do happen to go to war with
war?
With Jaquette, well, I mean, that's what happens. You get two people who are the same avatar in the same city. It doesn't end prettily.
Right.
Wait, who's the other avatar?
Mara.
Whoa.
Yes.
You think Mara is an avatar?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dang.
Okay. Yes. Look,
I mean,
did I not explain this to you already? I'm sorry.
No, not really.
Let me put it like this. Jaquette believes that Mara is the avatar of the same type as her.
I mean, I know Mara is like a big bundle of energy, but I didn't expect
I've had a source confirm that they are roughly the same thing, which Mara did not like being told.
Yeah, Mara's sort of almost accidental, which honestly makes sense. I mean, you consider the parents. It's pretty much inevitable. So it's kind of sad, really.
She must be under so much pressure. I need to talk to her when I get the chance.
Yeah. Good luck. I'm keeping people off. You heard about the explosion, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the thing that happened.
So I feel like that's where we're going to fade out of the scene because we do need to go to break. Is that cool with everyone?
Yeah.
All right. So when we pick up, we'll have found a way to get over to Taco Man Steve, or do we want something on the way?
I feel like we could have like a debriefing of like probably what happened yesterday on the way.
Okay, so we'll pick up there when we get back. So as soon as I get the okay from our producer Andy, who I forgot to thank, but honestly this show would not be happening without him. He is
Thank you, Andy.
Amazing.
You're great, Andy. Love you.
We are going to go to break in just a moment. And so please stick around, watch the commercial because that's how it happens. That's how we fund all of this. And they pay for like the Zoom chat and stuff. It's amazing. Thank you. So something about Roll20. Oh wait, I'm supposed to read the thing. I am nailing it today.
Woo.
Wait a sec. I can't find it. So if you're going to go on break, just, go over to roll20.net/start/WTTP and sign up for your free account. That's going to be what the thing's about. But also you'll get to see our wonderful patrons. So that's what I'm supposed to say, I think. Cool.
Ooh.
I don't know which one I was supposed to say, so I said them all.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware, it's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a Tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or Tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the light.
Hello, welcome back to Historical Unknown Girl Society. In a town steeped with mystery, there are only cats. They're the only things that matter.
They really are.
In particularly, where would you talk to Leonora, Elizabeth?
I think at the bar.
All right. In particularly, the comely, somewhat androgynous Leonora, named Leonora, we don't know the gender, and that's not really what we're doing, but pronouns they, them, is polishing a glass because that's what bartenders do, right? I've seen too many.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth, you have approached them to talk.
Hey there. I didn't catch your name before.
Oh, I'm Leonora. I'm Leonora. How are you?
Hi there. I'm Liz. How's it going?
It's a slow day, but nobody got in fights today, so that's good.
Are there lots of fights in this place?
No, here's the thing. When you're dealing with adepts and you're dealing with avatars, everything is a fight. A drink is a fight. Nachos are a fight. Everything's a fight. Everyone likes fights. Fight, 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 fight. And so, sometimes you got to be the cool head in the room. So
are you the cool head in the room?
well, I mean, my job requires me to do my best. She gives you a wink. They give you a wink. Pronouns matter.
You'll get there.
I'm so bad at pronouns. I love singular they because it means I don't have to remember them. So as soon as I mentally acclimate to that, that's going to be my default. For it's going to confuse my dad. Anyway, that's not really here nor there.
Suddenly, everyone becomes plural.
Yes.
At least as long as not suddenly everyone becomes dad. That's a nightmare.
I mean, is it though?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because this is a direction the game has gone before, there is a difference between everyone being dad and everyone being daddy.
That's a good point. Let's
Oh,
move
boy.
on. So, Leonora
Back to the
says,
game.
I try to have a cool head, but sometimes, sometimes you still have to bear your claws. They make a little cat motion, like patting with their hand.
Oh, that's just adorable.
Yeah, I try. I mean, it's effortless.
That's me out of character. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Because that's them in character.
So I think Elizabeth is gonna just giggle less wildly than me and be like, "What did you after work?"
Well, give me a connect roll or something that substitutes for connect or would be useful in this situation that you'd like to roll.
I do have spiritual healing that substitutes. I'm gonna roll that.
All right.
Ooh.
Don't worry, because one of the freedoms I have as the GM is to decide it's not a failure versus success. It's a success versus success, what kind of thing. And that's what I was going with.
Uh-huh.
I'm not interested in if they shut you down. I'm interested in how into you are they after talking to you. And I think what's going to happen here, first of all, don't forget to mark off spiritual healer for rerolls later. I think they're going to say, well, I bet you'd like me to say something like, well, what I do after work is get dinner with you. Isn't that right? You didn't tell me your name.
Well, I'm Elizabeth, and I actually run a dinner. Now that you mention it.
You do? Oh, you're one of the Pizza Gatto
Pizzicato, yes.
You run the cat cafe.
Yeah. I came up with the name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now you have her interest. Tell you what. you can show me around the cat cafe and introduce me to the cats. And if you make a good impression, maybe we can do dinner.
That sounds amazing. How does tomorrow evening sound to you?
Better than tonight, because it's kind of probably get busy later.
Well, I hope it doesn't get too hot-headed in here for you to have to deal with it.
I'll do my best. And besides, worst comes to worst, I can always hide in the back room. But don't tell anybody.
I'm not gonna tell. Don't worry.
You're a treasure. All right. So
All right.
you walk off. You've got a sort of date, sort of. She's using
Question
you for
mark.
cats. They're using you for cats.
Okay, so we're going to find what's his name?
Yeah.
And debriefing on the way.
Jack
So-
Wheat.
Steve the
Wheat.
Taco Man.
Steve the Taco Man.
So, what happened yesterday was starting from Jaquette, going through Jaquette's trash. Mara got hurt. We went with Officer Quinn to Waffle House.
Wait,
Adora-
Mara got hurt?
Oh, wait, not Mara, Adora.
Adora got hurt?
Yeah, there was some magic bullshit. And look, I did eventually heal her, which is, we're going to get to that. Hold on. So
She
we're at
stopped- Okay, so Elizabeth has stopped listening to you and is calling Adora on her phone right now.
Adora's fine. Adora's fine. I fixed it.
Oh my God, that's right. You're Adora's parental figure.
Sort of, yes. This is not okay.
All right.
Adora's fine. I fixed it. I fixed it. I fixed it.
I think, and I hope this is going to be okay with Connie, but I think Adora's going to pick up and it's going to be a quick phone call because Adora's sleeping or something. And they're fine. And they magically healed the wounds and there was trash and it was cool, but she made a mess. I think that might be a rank 1 isolation check, Elizabeth.
Sure.
Or
For some reason, I thought helplessness, but I don't really know the difference. So,
well, okay. No, you're right. It would be a helplessness. It could also be self. So
okay. And self. No, I don't think self. No. I think helplessness. Defend with status, and I have my musician thing that substitutes for status. Can I roll that?
No. It's gotta be specifically. Hold on. There's a thing it's called. I'm like rolling up through.
Oh, was it resist?
Yeah, I think resists helplessness. Let me look at your sheet real quick. You know how like your blues musician has the feature resist challenges to isolation and violence?
Okay.
You can change one of those to helplessness if you want, since you haven't used it yet. But
No. For the musician, I have it pretty down.
Okay.
No. So what was it? Status. Let me roll status.
yeah. So
Oh, that's good. I'm fine. Okay.
all right, so give yourself a hardened thing of helplessness.
Oh.
Wait a sec. Oh, your helplessness is already 5,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't roll.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
That's all right. So knock that back down, because the kind of thing that would threaten your helplessness in the book, for example, would be like if you were dumped into a pit of maggots or spent a month in jail.
Ooh.
You are apparently very hardened to helplessness.
Yeah, that's something that happened in the past. So I guess like she like talking to Adora calms it down enough, and then she's like, "All right, Minerva, sounds like everything's fine. Continue."
Yeah.
Now,
So,
can
like-
you take that hardened notch off for helplessness, because that's not something that you should have at this point, I think. Is that cool?
The one in the boxes?
No. When I was looking at your character sheet, it looked like you increased your hardened helplessness by 1.
Yeah, I put it down to back to 5.
Okay, cool. I'm wondering if that should instead be something else, like maybe a low level. It doesn't seem like a self check that would bother you. Maybe a rank 1 violence? No, because you didn't see it. You didn't see it. So I'm going to say, how about, unless you want to get a little bit more hardened, let's just say that you shouldn't have rolled and moved on.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I just don't want to take away your good roll because that was a good roll.
It's just a roll.
So, I healed Adora, but backing up, Adora's dad came in and he was like, yeah, thanks for celebrating my birthday with me. I was like, shut up. And then Adora and Mara ran off and I was like, apparently Quinn has been like mystically fucked with. And then
Wait, Quinn?
Yeah. Like he got kind of, like a chopstick up the nose or something.
What? Okay.
Like mystically speaking. I think. I don't know. Some doctor thing. Worry about that later. Next day, eventually make things up with Adora and trying to talk to Mara, who's, being her usual Mara self. And then Atropos shows up. But of course, we're fighting, so we have to go in the back and work things out, which we kind of do for a little bit. And then we go out, and then I do most of the talking because, Adora is very influenced by Mara, and Mara is Mara. So we get Atropos to explain a little bit more about the Committee for Cleanliness and Purity and all their bullshit. And then, we kind of agree to let's talk about it later. Adora says like an offhand remark that's supposed to be like a fuck you, but Atropos interpreted it as flirting or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It was weird.
How old is Atropos?
I could not tell you. Looked like late 30s, probably older based on what we just heard.
Did Atropos look late 30s? I thought she looked younger than that from the picture.
I thought she looked late 30s. My bad.
Okay. It's, it is kind of ageless. So, all right.
Okay,
I think
maybe
Elizabeth
mid-30s.
is gonna be like a hard yikes on that. Not with my Adora.
Right.
I just love how interconnected you guys. I've done this character creation thing. Unknown Armies, for those of you who don't know, has this whole pre-game where you interconnect the characters and you draw connections between them and you introduce people. And this group went really hardcore on, we know each other, we are a part of each other's lives, and it is great, and I love it. So
after Atropos, what happened?
So Mara didn't understand, for whatever reason, that magic existed. So Adora and I tried to explain that to her, mostly me. First of all, I healed Adora, and then I made the flowers bloom again. You're welcome.
Well, thank you. I mean, the flowers are exquisite.
Yeah, they're great. I think I did some great work with them personally.
Well, wow, really? I had like 2 busy days, and you got in all this trouble. Well, so do you think we should like deal with this Jaquette person at least, so she stops going after us?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Atropos again, probably without Mara.
I wouldn't mind coming along to that.
No, you can come along. Hell, even Adora can. I'm just worried that Mara would be a detriment to negotiations.
At this point, you are getting close to the taco stand.
Yeah. Look, let's just buy a taco from Steve, and then ask him about the ingredients, and then we'll worry about one thing at a time. How about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I walk up to Steve Taco Man and say, "Hello, Steve the Taco Man."
Hello, I am Taco Steve, also known as Taco Man, also known as Taco Man Steve, also known as Steve. And he's an older man. He's got gray hair, glasses. Did my... hold on a second. So, gray hair, glasses, all sorts of stuff. Let me just double check something real quick. Is it showing me right now still?
Yeah, it's fine. So he kind of looks like a jolly grandpa from the picture.
Yeah. Is the picture showing up now for you guys?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I see Steve.
I don't know if it's showing up in the stream or not, but that's
The cat is in the stream at the moment.
all right. Well, let's move on, and it'll get fixed.
Yeah.
So, Steve, what do you have?
Just, do you have any tacos without meat?
I do. I have ethically sourced chorizo and ethically sourced seitan beef. Seitan, ha, Satan. Ah. He laughs.
Indeed. I'll take either. Professor McConnery actually recommended you.
Yeah. I've got some experience with Mystic fast food. He sighs sadly. So what you need? So he puts together a really good. It doesn't have a lot on it. It's just marinated seitan chorizo with some cilantro on it, and then just a light, very light dusting of cheese. Is that good?
Yeah.
And it is exquisite. It is juicy. It is amazingly made.
This is good stuff. Yeah, we were wondering if you could help us possibly find some, mystically good ingredients for pizzicato.
I can. I can, but I would need you to make a roll to connect with me or one of your identities.
Hell yeah, I roll really well on Connect.
All right.
You want to go ahead then?
Yeah, did it.
What'd you get?
65 versus 80.
All right. Let me tell you what. My taco hands, you know what I'm saying? He puts up his hands. So I'll give you the address. Can you write it down? You got something to write with?
Yeah, I can just write it down on my phone.
And tell you what, give me a discount. Give me a pizza. I haven't had a chance to try a pizza.
No, totally, man. We'll just totally, just come on by. I'll make you whatever you want.
All right. So you might need a car, but I'll give you the places. It's good. Let me let's see now. The first place you're gonna want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Geraldine. Remember the coven. Elizabeth, you know Geraldine. She's much more of a theoretical witch. She's interested in not necessarily casting spells so much as doing long-term slow rituals and the theory behind them. So like,
all right,
she's starting up this thing called Amazing Basil. Now I didn't put any basil on your taco, but there's a little bit in the chorizo, which is weird, and I like the way it kicks. All right. You want to go to Wheat Don't Tell Me. Kira's doing some amazing stuff there. It's the front for a farm basically, but they do their own thing. They got the wheat. They make their own wheat flour. which I don't make the tortillas myself, sadly. I pay to get them made into these tortillas, so I got some wheat tortillas. I got corn too, but the wheat ones are really good and they're local, and that's important. You want to go to Pride Tomato. Definitely, especially with the hit that happened at the factory last weekend. Whoo boy, that's a mess.
Yeah.
Someone blew up a part of the tomato factory.
Weird.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was wild.
But so hopefully that's going to be good for Pride Tomato. It's run by what's his name? Oga. He's a good guy, but I can't pronounce his name. Ogechi runs it. That's right. They can give you your tomatoes, make some good sauce.
Mhm.
And talk to Kira again about getting a contract with Hail Satan, because they make this chorizo, they make the base for the chorizo, and they take the wheat from Wheat Don't Tell Me, and they make it into the chorizo local, and it is really good.
Mm.
It's really good.
Cool.
So you got contracts with all of these for your sourcing?
Oh yeah. But you think I'm just a stand? No. I got, okay, I don't want to say a warehouse. I got a kitchen where I do a lot of the prep work and the marinating, and I get deliveries. I get regular deliveries. I mean, you're probably going to need more than me because you're not a stand. You're a whole
Yeah.
whole
We'll figure
thing.
something out.
Local, yeah. Well, we'll
Um,
check with them then. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? I look forward to seeing you in the future. Please come by, have another taco.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I gotta warn you, the taco is magic.
Okay.
I mean,
In
I
fact-
wouldn't have expected anything else.
So, Minerva, gain 1 minor charge.
Hell yeah.
However, for you, unless Elizabeth, unless you make a witch roll to try to channel the magic into the charge into a ritual of some kind or some other fashion that would burn it off, it's going to be a random occurrence of magic. You've encountered unnatural phenomena before. They're often small. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Often they're just weird. But that's what you're going to encounter at some point.
That's the thing, though. I don't have everything on mind right now. How could it be a magic effect of waking me the fuck up?
Like in the morning?
Yeah.
Or like
So I
right
don't-
now?
Right now, because Elizabeth is still groggy somewhat.
I was gonna say I can help out Elizabeth, but I can't.
You can't help me. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's just like you had 3 cups of coffee, but like gentle coffee. You are
Nice.
boom on it. I'm gonna say that you're gonna get something for a notice check at some point, potentially.
All right.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That sounds good.
So you are now not as aware as your player character.
So, Elizabeth is gonna be like, "Hell yeah, let's get going. Yeah, I'm gonna just grab my ride if that's cool with you, and we can drive off to catch
Yeah.
these people." And if we can fast forward,
Yeah.
Elizabeth is gonna grab a '63 Lincoln Continental convertible. That's a lot of C's. And like,
Huh.
it's a very beaten up looking car. Like, it looks like it changed hand like 7 times and it's been like remade twice already. But it works. It drives.
All right.
As long as it's not gonna fall apart on us.
No, this baby, no. This thing's driven me to both coasts. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
All right. I want to fast forward a little bit through some of these scenes because it's negotiating for ingredients,
Right.
Sure.
but they're cool. So
Yeah.
like, let's start with Geraldine because that's
Mhm.
not going to be a big deal. She's got a small urban farm, locks around it. She's growing the basil. She's very excited. She signs up for everything. And it's good. I don't. I think I have a picture for Geraldine. Let me check that. Yeah. She's kind of, I don't want to say she's generic. But she's not as outlandishly weird. Does anyone want to negotiate this contract or just kind of get it at the normal price?
Get it at the normal price is probably good.
All right. Does anyone want to really quick? There we go. Make a connect roll with her.
Sure.
Just to like, hey, you know, we're good friends, or just kind of like, we're business. We don't need to.
No, I want to always be friends with people.
Okay. You can make the connect roll if you want, or I can.
Okay. This might actually be a connect roll to see what your relationship already was like with Geraldine, Elizabeth.
Yeah,
since
that
you
makes
have
sense.
met her before. So.
Not so great.
All right. She's not like a bad. Oh, cool. You get to check spiritual healer as well. No, you
Yeah.
already checked spiritual healer.
Already checked that one. Yeah.
All right. So you and Geraldine have like a, you know, it's just kind of cold. You're not exactly close, but she's like, oh, I'm so glad that I got referred. And she's very interested in taking your money. And then she puts it, you know, and she gives you a small sample so you can try cooking with it because, you know, that's what she does.
What people do.
All right. So let me then go to Pride Tomato, where Ogechi is. Ogechi is a older Asian gentleman who. Does anyone remember that name?
I feel like it's familiar, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
Out of character, I don't know if either of you know Ogechi. But Ogechi is the one who texted Mara about blowing up the tomato factory.
Oh.
Oh.
But he's laughable. Business is good.
Twists and turns.
Ogechi, by the way, is a nice dude. He's a dude. He's there. He's selling tomatoes. He's got lots of pride flags out. He is super excited to partner with your restaurant because he literally named his business Pride Tomato.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's very enthusiastic. I don't know if we have a Pride Tomato emote for the chat, but on the Discord, you know, it's a big thing.
Rainbow tomato.
The rainbow tomato. Oh, I can see it, but I can't use it. I have to subscribe to use it. It's worth it. I'm tempted to use it. I don't really Twitch much, so. And he's like, yeah, there we go. Now he doesn't actually have a Pride Tomato there, but it is his logo. He's very into it. He's just grows really good organic tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no word as to if magic is actually involved with him.
Mm-hmm.
So did I see in the chat, Elizabeth, you suspect Taco Steve?
No, I'm suspect of Pride Tomato. That's sketchy, you know.
Yeah, I guess he does have some, you know, he did blow up the competition.
Yeah, that's sketch.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth doesn't know that, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to come together because Mara's definitely going to notice that later.
At some point, yeah.
All right. And then we go to Wheat Don't Tell Me, which is probably the most out of the area. It's over outside of town. It's not right by the UFO, but it's in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And Now you encounter Kira. Let me double check how I spell the name.
With like 3 eyes.
Kiera Knightley.
So it's like Kiera.
Kira.
Oh, that does look like a
Fyodor.
Kira. Nice
So
picture.
yeah, so she comes out.
I
When I first I chose the name randomly, and I was like, Kiras are always like.
do not see the Kiera.
All right. If you go into the handouts
Yeah.
under used. Oh, wait.
Not there. That
Try
I see.
it now. Try it now.
Oh, there we go.
That's Kira.
Okay.
She's kind of
cool.
sassy. She's smiley. She's got the curly hair, the dark skin. She's got people tending to the wheat. And she comes out and she's like, all right, what can I do for you? I am. Oh, wow. And she looks over both of you. You're gifted. Welcome to
thank
Don't
you.
Tell Me. I am. I don't want to say the proprietor because I mostly just organize and facilitate, but I am kind of the face of the company.
Mhm.
And I am the one who said we should name it after, it's an NPR reference. So,
Yeah, no.
I mean,
We
yeah,
figured.
it's a bad joke, but I mean, if you're starting a business where you're selling wheat,
I
what are
mean,
you gonna?
Puns are fun. That's why they
Yeah,
rhyme, obviously.
I like fun. It's
Yeah.
also a lot of work. We got a lot of help.
Mhm.
You know, our place is also, named after like 3 puns. We come from the Pizzicato.
Oh my gosh, I like what you're doing. Recipe's good.
Mhm.
Meaning you're here for flour.
Yeah.
We're looking to improve, yeah.
All right, hold on. She runs inside and comes back out because I like it outside. It's nice out here. She comes out with a bag of flour that's kind of large, and she's here.
Mhm.
She hands it to you. Try it out. It's the logo is a probably a wheat stalk like yawning. We got a lot of different logos. We're still working it out. But yeah, try it out. You'll love it. I would love to be in business with you. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that would be exciting. We mostly sell smaller people, and we ship a little bit out of state. But this would be great.
Yeah. We'd love to partner with y'all and see what we can't do together.
Now,
Yeah, you came recommended,
now we're connected to. I'm not as big a fan of the name Hail Satan, but it's in the spirit. We make meat substitutes as well. Not here. We have a location that's a little bit away, and we're actually the same business basically.
Yeah, that we would love to work with that as well.
So she goes back inside and she comes out with what this is. This is a roll of the chorizo sausage. It's a long sausage. It's unchopped.
Mhm.
And what you want to do with this is, and she goes into this long description that the GM doesn't necessarily fully know about how to turn the sausage into diced, ground looking chorizo sausage. And it's amazing. Now, I think you can come up with a lot of good stuff to do with this if you do it with the taco. We also have regular, like less, how to put it. The chorizo is popular because we work with Taco Steve, but also we've got some others. We got meat substitutes of a lot of different varieties. I'm working on a General So's like thing, but it's hard to get the texture right. It's really important. I want it to be spongy and chewy, but not too spongy and chewy. And I want it to be able to fry up good. So anyway, yeah. Any questions for me?
No. This I don't have any questions. Do you?
Just when can we start? Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got. I don't want to say we've got a backlog. We've got some fresh stuff. I could make a delivery in a larger bulk tomorrow. I don't know if that's how it works in real life because I've never run a restaurant, says the GM. But
I've never run a restaurant
This
either.
world, it's tomorrow.
I worked in food service for about a month.
so in my Magic TV land, so she's like, we just need to sign a contract, and
Yeah.
you know, we'll get some deliveries, and it'll be great. Are we good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is exciting. So, you all sign, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
I
All
would
right.
like to look through the contract to make sure there's not like any mystic things in there that's gonna fuck us over.
No, it's a
Good
straight
idea.
legalese. It's a straight
Okay, cool,
legalese
cool, cool.
concept. All of the magic is in the wheat.
Gotcha. Cool.
All right. And then as soon as you sign it, she takes it, she makes a photocopy, hands it to you, and says, praise the carrier. This is going to be great.
Cool.
Who's the
Alright.
carrier out of character?
The carrier is the other word for the UFO that crashed out of town.
Oh god. I'm just glad the others didn't come along. Because now there would be more.
Okay, so all right. So as you're walking back to the car, we've got about 40 minutes of playtime left, out of character. I kind of what I'd like to do, if it's okay, is play to 5, and then we'll do like the post game experience stuff off stream.
Mhm.
Is that okay with both of you?
Yeah, totally.
All right. So as you're walking back to the car, leaning against your car is 2 people. Let me check if I've got pictures because I don't know if I do. I do not have pictures for Max and Rosamond. So, Max is an androgynous pixie-looking person. I don't have a better description for Max right now, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't expect these would be the people who show up next. Rosamond is a strong. I don't want to say she looks like a biker, but she looks like she would not be hassled in a biker bar. I don't have a picture that's perfect for them because all of the remaining pictures I have are a little bit too thing. And Max comes up, and you can see just straight out, Max is armed. Max is carrying a crowbar. Max has a gun in a holster on their belt. It is not open, the holster, so like it's a little bit of work to get it out. So it's not like I'm going to pull this out right now and shoot you, but they're there. Rosamond is just kind of leaning against the car, looking tough. I'm going to say Rosamond has a jean jacket with ripped off sleeves because I like that look, and it's open, and a red t-shirt underneath. And I'm trying to imagine Max, and all I've got is like spiky blonde hair that's really short a little bit. What do we think? Do we like those looks for them?
Yeah.
And so Rosamond kind of snorts, and Max is like, hey, so yeah, we've been following you. And looks like you got what you were looking for.
Are they like looking like they're going to threaten us with physical harm?
It could happen, yeah. They're not acting violent yet, but if you can read the situation, you know that's not off the table.
I think that would trigger my fear then.
The way fears work, you can act on them, but you don't have to. So it's not a you must as much as a you might. And if you do it, you're better at it. So fears are primarily a penalty. It might trigger a self check to face your fear, but you don't have to run away unless you want to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. We'll check in a second and see what they want.
So the boss sent us because you've made some waves. Rosamund smiles and says, yeah, some waves. He's like, yeah, some waves, says Max. And we want it. Points at the bag of stuff that you got from Kara.
I mean,
Is there something
go-
wrong with
yeah,
it?
can't you just go talk to her yourself?
What, you think artifacts are a dime a dozen? You go looking around the city, part of a big new cabal in town. We want it. We want the artifact. Give it.
It's just some flour.
Yeah, right. No one does anything for like ingredients. Rosamund's
That's
like,
what we were doing. Yeah.
oh, that's ridiculous.
Well, we're young. We're ridiculous. That's how millennials are.
I'm a millennial, says Max.
I'm
Rosamund-
also a millennial.
Max is, and Rosamund's like, am I a millennial? She looks thoughtful, like she's thinking about it. Breathes a little bit. Max like, yeah, you're a millennial. You're the same age as me. They're like 25-ish, 26-ish.
Oh, so Minerva's older.
How old is Minerva?
26.
So I think they're like Rosamund looks about the same age, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Max appears young, but because of the pixie stuff, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But
Look, we just wanted to get ingredients. You can go see for yourself.
You just buy them, with money like
Yeah.
everyone else.
Like that's what we did.
You're telling-
Literally, like you can go get exactly what we have
In 2
for
minutes.
money. Yeah.
all right. Someone give me, I'm thinking that's Connect.
Connect. I will do that. Is that good? Yes.
Yes, you did it.
All right. You telling me, but now the way it works is when you're convincing someone, you can convince them. And what that means is they believe that you believe it's true. Just like if you mind control someone, it's they will do it or they have to soak up a stress check. There's never actual control of someone else.
Right.
So Max is going to be like, why would you've been all over. You talked to a whole bunch of different witches.
Yes, we wanted to get like good ingredients
But why?
to make
You're
good
running
pizza.
a restaurant.
Yeah.
Rosamund's like, well, I mean, here's the thing. The bunch of y'all come by. You're rooting through the trash. You're clearly after Jaquette. So
We talked. Oh, you're with Jaquette. Okay, look, we talked with Atropos. We're working on like a peace thing.
Jaquette
Don't
told
worry about
us
it.
you rejected the deal, and
No, we didn't reject the deal. No.
She
Max
should
is
check with Atropos then.
Yeah.
Max is like, but she said you rejected the deal. And Rosamund's like, yeah. And Jaquette leaps to conclusions because that's what Jaquette does. She's such a fucking hothead. And Max is like, but she told us. And why would they do all this? Look, if they're part of this Avatar scheme, why would they be doing all this? It doesn't make a shred of sense.
Yeah, look, we just wanted to get ingredients. We are not currently trying to fuck with Jaquette. And honestly, I wanted to like talk with Atropos, maybe not right now, but later, get coffee with her and see if we can't like talk about stuff more in depth.
Okay. I want to remind one thing I've noticed is Adora and Elizabeth haven't used their supernatural abilities much, so it's possible you don't know how to use the supernatural abilities. Are you clear on them, Elizabeth? Like how they work game-wise?
Do you mean like gutter magic and rituals or something else?
Gutter magic rituals, but also the special features for your versatile identity.
Oh yeah, I've read through it. It's been like a hot 2-3 weeks, but yeah.
Basically, once a day, you can be like, I'm going to do a thing and make it function as a different thing. So, for example, you could use them influence here. You could use connect to influence them to not necessarily change the opinion, but you could definitely influence the way this conversation is going.
The thing is, what I ended up picking, which isn't as versatile, is like spirit guide.
What is that? Is that referring to Shay, or is that something else?
Yeah, that is. I figured I might as well involve an existing NPC.
Okay, I didn't realize Shay was your spirit guide because I've been playing her as a straight demon. But if she's your spirit guide, yeah.
While we're
Which-
sussing this out, there's like a wasp. Can I take care of that real quick?
Go for it.
Okay,
So Shay is your spirit guide. She might be a demon, but she's not. She's not like the usual completely unhinged ghost. That's okay. It doesn't influence too much. It just changes her motivation for wanting to leave the apartment. But that's fine. That's not a problem. So what that would do here, for example, is you could maybe, it's really easy to BS with Spirit Guide. You could just say, if you're influencing.
I'm back.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. Are we back in the scene yet, or
Almost. Just give me a moment.
No problem.
So you could, for example, say like you're using that to influence because somehow Shay, by channeling Shay, you figure out some stuff about how to talk to Max in a way that convinces her. And then that would be the influence power.
Okay, I didn't know I can use spirit guide as well, even if I'm not like talking to the spirit guide.
The big thing there is that you could use it. To me, and it's up to you how you want to do it. But to me, it could be, for example, not only that spirit, but you can also talk to other spirits potentially. If you want. Do you want that, or would you rather just talk to Shay?
Okay, so I mean, since we're talking about this, what I had in mind was more close to like they describe it, some of these options, as like guardian angel type beings.
So Shay's almost a guardian angel type thing?
That's not exactly what I had in mind, but what I did have in mind was like when magical shit gets tough, I can either go talk to my teacher or Shay.
Okay.
And Shay can like provide the magical goods more directly as a magical being.
Okay. In this situation, you could somehow channel Shay in some way that affects the situation if you want it. I'm not pushing it. As for whether that makes sense, I'm going to leave that up to you. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew how the rules worked because they hadn't been used.
I have an idea, but let's discuss that off screen.
Sure.
For now, I'm not going to use it.
Sure. All right. I am going to make a roll then to figure out who they are more afraid of and what they want to do. Okay. Max is going to say, I'm a little concerned if we go back empty-handed that Jaquette's going to put us through the ringer.
Look,
Sorry.
just talk to Atropos.
I think I feel like this might work best if you use the threaten mechanic. Does someone have an identity that threatens a stress check?
Nope.
Nope.
Are you? I thought.
I didn't.
I'm all defense and support.
Yeah.
Coerce. Coerce is what I mean. That coerces.
I
I do have
that.
coerce unnatural, but these people are just people, right?
Oh no.
Oh, right. You said one is like a pixie. Nah. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. No, I can use that then. Okay.
Yeah. What coerce unnatural means is you basically show them that magic is real. You tell them magic is real. Against people who are magically tough, the risk is that it's not a big deal to them. But if they don't do what you want, you succeed at the roll, they have to soak up a stress check. But they can avoid that stress check just by being like, no, I give in. Does that make sense? That's how coerce works.
Is it just a straight roll then as well?
Yeah, for that identity.
Okay. I'm using a lot of spiritual healer today. Oh boy.
All right, how do we do?
That's an 87 against 40.
All right, so they didn't do it. So look, oh, this is confusing. Are you sure it's just flour? Look, let me see the bag.
Look,
Let me see.
okay.
Give me the bag. Give me the bag.
Okay. I'll open the bag and let him see it.
It's just sample flour. Let's just show him. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just a sample, why don't you just let us take it and we'll be on our way. Nobody gets hurt. And we give Jaquette what you got today and it's not a deal. How's that sound?
I mean, I kind of wanted it to cook with.
I know.
Minerva, let's just give it to them, please.
Fine, okay.
Look, honestly, this is ridiculous. Here. Thank you. Look, I'm sorry. I am sorry. This is nuts. I'm sorry. That's Rosamund's like, that's ableist. You're right. This is a thing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is flour. This is clearly flour. It looks like flour.
Yes.
Rose was like, that's flour. But Jaquette, she's not going to eat this. She's a busy woman. She doesn't cook. She doesn't hire a chef. So Max is like, she's not going to eat this at all. It's going to go to waste. So, but if we take it, you're not going to want it back because it'll have been in Jaquette's house, and that'll be weird, right? Like, I feel like that would be weird.
I'd take it back.
It's just that's like 300 grams of flour. Let's just give it to them. I don't care. Let's go.
Well, how about we come by with it? We'll drop it off afterwards.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry about this. We've been tailing you all day. It's
that was you. Okay, I was wondering what the hell you were doing.
It's what we do. It was really easy to find you guys between the magic and it's.
Here's my suggestion.
We weren't hiding.
I know. Yeah. I'm not saying you didn't do anything wrong. I think Jaquette is up in a tizzy about the mean one,
Yeah, we are aware of the mean one.
Don't call her the mean one.
She is a little bit of the mean one.
The intense one.
Oh
Look,
my gosh.
I'm not trying to start anything. We might have to start things later, but I'm hoping it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, of course.
We're not starting anything. Here, listen up.
Yeah.
Listen up.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
bring the flour later and come down for a pizza or a taco in our place, and everything's fine. Okay?
That would be great. I'd love that. We got to do it kind of secret because if we go eat there, Jaquette's gonna. She's the boss. Rosamund's like, she would not be a happy person.
Just come after 10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. It's a date, and Rosamund weeks. All right, let's get going. We'll take it back. We'll get out of your hair. Honestly, this is messed up. I am sorry that this is a thing. Max is like, and I got my new crowbar out, and but they seem nice. As they're walking away, Rosamund's like, yeah, but we don't want to like beat anyone up just because, you know, for fun. Like, who would have a random encounter of violence just because, you know, like fighting? Like, who wants to fight? That's ridiculous. Well, I mean, in Dungeons and Dragons, that's what it's.
Oh, that I can hear the
Uh,
shade from over the Atlantic.
Max is like, but wouldn't that have been much more interesting than if it was just us talking by the side of the road? Rosamund's like, well, I mean, it depends on what you're into. I'm interested in hearing you talk to yourself. Now it got too meta, and we're going back to our main characters. So that was the final confrontation fight that I had. So you go back home. We got maybe 15 minutes left or so. Do we want to do anything, or do we want to fast forward to them coming by and bringing back the ingredients?
I didn't have anything in particular to do.
I just figured, wouldn't it be funny if they come by also when Leonore is there?
That would be tomorrow.
Well, I
Okay.
don't know when these guys are coming by.
Well,
they were
they
gonna-
said they were coming by later.
What's later?
Later
You know
isn't
what?
tomorrow.
Gotta be honest, I like that idea enough that Leonore is going to swing by after she gets off work. So we're there. I'm thinking, Elizabeth, you and Pebble are playing with Leonora, and there's a lot of cats. Leonora is still in their cat outfit. How does that sound?
Nice. Nice.
Minerva.
Yeah.
Max walks in, orders a taco, and sits down, and Rosamund's like, so your cat was pissed. Now, to be clear, I don't have a picture, but I have a very specific image for Rosamund.
Mm-hmm.
She's got that kind of a freckled redhead, I want to say like shoulder length, and she's not mask, she's just tough.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, so what's all this for if it's not an artifact? I'm curious. You know?
It's making really good pizza. We want to make like the best pizza and tacos around.
So like, she's trying to figure out how to ask if she can be taught how to make a pizza.
You want to be taught how to make a pizza.
Well, you know, we mostly just get fast food.
You know what? Okay, fine. I'll show you how I make the pizza. Okay, real quick.
And she wants to spend. How perceptive is Minerva?
Minerva's no fool, but she does have four hardened unnatural notches, which means she is not as good at notice as she was.
So either this person has occult overtones and is sussing you out, or they want to spend time with you and learn how to make a pizza. It's hard to tell which.
Uh-huh.
Could be both.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of cool, you know. I
Yeah.
wish I could cook, you know. It's impressive.
Just make it a pizza.
So I don't necessarily have a lot to do in that scene.
Yeah, no, it's just probably them to making a pizza.
So I have to ask, did you all three just went back into the kitchen?
No. It was just me and Rosamund.
And
Okay.
you guys have the kitchen to yourself, and there's some flirty touching going on, but not too flirty.
I feel like there would be, yeah.
I'm not necessarily the best at describing such things.
No, I get it.
But,
That's good. That was fine. Just leaving it as it was.
Cool. And then we'll go there. Max is like, this is a really good taco.
I think Elizabeth is gonna like excuse herself for a moment from Leonora and like walk over to the person who's left over and be like, is everything okay?
Yeah, you told us to come by and have a taco. I'm having a taco. It's great. By the way, look, just Max raises their arms just so you can see their belt.
Don't do
gun.
that.
No. There's no gun.
So why did your friend go with my friend? back?
They're talking about, I don't know. They're talking about something. I don't know. Maybe they're talking politics. Probably politics.
Politics.
Well, yeah. Doesn't everybody talk about politics?
Okay, I think I want to use an inside roll on that, like notice,
Sure.
and I have like that advantage from the coffee taco,
Yeah.
which I'll need because it's 63 against 5-5.
All right. So Max is serious. Max believes what people do is think about politics all the time because that's what Max thinks about all the time. Max isn't an agitator, but Max really wants to know what is a good society? Like, what's morality? What is the point of healthcare in a society? Like, what is the moral thing to do? Like, in a very real sense.
Oh, that's actually probably good that they're talking. Minerva probably has strong opinions about those things.
And Max has like what their preferences are, but also is like, are my preferences examined? Is it best that we have a Social Security Administration? Is there a better way? What is the better way? What is the moral? What is actually the right way? Max ends up equivocating a lot because they think themselves into very deep existential levels and then isn't sure what to believe anymore.
Okay, at this point, Elizabeth is going to ask, like, why exactly are you with Cat if you're into, like, these kind of politics?
Because Chiquette takes care of people. I wasn't sure, right? But I needed a job and I'm good at busting people up and she pays well. And, there's the magic angle. It might come as a surprise, but I'm not the bruiser of the duo. That's Rosamund. I am, I'm the brains. But, so she
Yeah,
pays
obviously, since, you've been thinking all this stuff with your
well.
brain.
I'm not afraid of the violence. I like the violence. Violence is fun, but that's not, that doesn't mean it's okay. And I mean,
it's not okay, no, yeah.
but we
There
got this
shouldn't
whole
be violence.
we got this whole system set up right now. All right.
Yeah, it's all violence and it's all institutionalized. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about this town. How much do you know about our town?
I mean, I grew up here. I know there's a
How
lot of
many-
shit going on here.
I'm not saying I'm pro cop because I'm not. That's a complicated history right there. But do you know we haven't had a single police shooting in 30 years?
Probably mystical things involved there.
Oh, of course. And I'm not saying that's Jaquette. That's other people. But Jaquette was part of that. That's one of the things that she's on. And that's, she wants to keep that going because that's good. Yeah, we're not a good, perfect society, but we don't have police shootings. We don't have any homeless people. I mean, we have homeless people, but we take care of them. Not like in a violent, creepy way.
Well,
We're better
a lot
down
of
than
us
most.
try at least,
That's what I'm saying. That's why it breaks my heart that you guys and Jaquette are at odds, because you almost want the same thing, almost.
Well, you have to understand, Muffins and girls can, even if it's just a small shift, and you know how it is with young people, it's really hard to explain some things to them.
Yeah. And
I don't even know how old this person is I'm talking to.
Well, I mean, they seem a couple years younger than you, but it's hard to tell. And they're just like, yeah, I mean, and people split up all the time. And then it's like, who was right? Like when a political party breaks up and starts infighting, who's right? Like they were all the good guy once.
Debatable.
Well, okay. A group of people get together, do an amazing thing as a team, right? And then after they do it, after they succeed, they do the amazing thing, they start squabbling over stuff, but that doesn't take away that they were good at that time, or they made significant steps forward, even if they became monsters afterwards. And
Yeah.
as
I'm not there.
Max says that, Max glances over and sees Leonora walk out of the cat room holding Pebbles.
Uh-huh.
And just sounds like Max gets a weird look on their face. You know, like even if they're a monster now, they were good before, and that's for that time period they were good, and isn't that worth respecting? Shouldn't we remember that? I don't know. I get mixed up about this.
Well, listen up. We'll figure out, our place in the cat. No one here wants violence. As hard as that is to believe with Mara, but don't worry about it. I hope the taco is good, and I got other stuff to get to.
Anyway, thanks for letting me babble. I mean, I know I'll go on. So
And that's what the place is there for, That's why we made it. That's why we opened it.
But looks like someone's missing you, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, see it.
Bye. And Max actually heads out, leaving Rosamund behind. Unless Minerva, are we fading to black? Like I feel like that's the end of the Minerva scene. Unless there's more you want to do there.
No, there's not really more. Minerva's not being openly magical back there, just making pizzas with really good ingredients.
And that pizza's going to end up being amazing.
Yeah. And also, I think, if anything besides that, Minerva is trying to present as actively not a threat.
I think Rosamund's buying what you're putting down. Elizabeth, I'm assuming you go back and play cats.
Yeah, I want to check, did Leonora dislike that I left her for 5 minutes?
She was playing with cats. It seemed, Leonora says, it seems like this little guy missed you. And
yeah, that's our our mascot cat, I suppose. That's Pebbles.
Pebble gets in your arms, but keeps their eye focused on the door where Max left.
Is everything all right, Pebbles?
Pebbles gives you a look, questioning. The question is, do you want me to answer out loud?
I mean, Leonora is like a bar person at the magic place. I think they wouldn't be too weirded out about it.
I'm fine. I'm just, that person was interesting. And then Leonora's like, Pebble talks. Do all the cats talk?
No, Pebbles is special, and I pet Pebbles.
Leonardo's gone, talking to all of the cats now already.
Okay. Well, I know the way to their heart.
So I feel like that's. I feel like if this was a TV show, we'd fade out on "Do all the cats talk?"
All right.
Later that night, the only logistical question is, do you and Rosamund exchange phone numbers, Minerva?
I guess.
Okay. So then I guess we're gonna do the checks for everybody real quick, because we've still got a little bit of time left on stream. So I need to double check the stuff I'm supposed to read at the end, because there's always stuff I'm supposed to read. All right. Coming up later today. Sorry, no, wait. First, I'm going to do the things. So both of you, real quick, if you have an unchecked identity,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You can roll to see if you check it. If you fail, you can check it. If you succeed, then you did something good with that identity that was off camera.
I succeed with Hieromancer.
All right, so I'm thinking that's going to give you...
Oh, really? Now I succeed? Wow.
All right, two things. Minerva, if you want another minor charge, that could work. But I think also you might have figured out a blast spell that you can use. How would you feel about that?
I like that idea. Or something along the lines of like drain life from someone.
I think the drain life spell is different from the blast spell.
Okay.
The blast spell I was having was basically like it's a like you can touch them and you can kind of disrupt them a bit,
Okay.
kind of defensively. And the big thing here is you can't kill with it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll only knock people unconscious, unlike usual
Right.
blast. Though drain life is also okay. We can look at that off stream. Sound good?
Yeah.
Especially since we don't have formula spells for you.
Mhm. Yeah. Let's make everything harder.
Elizabeth, what do you
Mhm.
think of one of these nights you actually performed and did really well?
Yeah.
Do you
Sure.
do you have a band or do you do solo?
I figured she's actually like using her like half of time at the place to like play in between a solo.
So let's say like tonight or a different night, you just did really good showing off your musical chops. And while you don't, because remember that percentage is what happens when you're like being shot at. That's what the 20% is. So you're actually a pretty good musician. You're just, if you're being shot at, can't play guitar on command a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe I'm de-stressing from all the threats of violence.
sounds good to me. Next up, if you have any checked identities, uncheck them and roll a d5 and add that to your identity.
I do not think I have any checked identities.
All right.
All right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Elizabeth, it looks like you added Leonora as your favorite.
Yeah, for now at 5% starting, right?
Yep, I'm going to give you a 5% boost on that because you gave her cats. Something no one else could do. I'm going to
Gotcha.
give you, for Shay, I think when you actually deliver, I'll give you a 5% boost on that. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
For Martha McConnery, I think I'm torn. But oh no, you obeyed her summons, so I'm going to give you a 5% boost on that. What is
Okay.
happening? Oh, are you also editing it?
Oh yeah, when two people are editing, just let me edit so it doesn't like override each other.
All right, sure. I'm not. You were at 55 with McConnery, right? I thought
55. Yeah, okay, yeah, because of yep, okay, 60
so.
now.
You should be at 60. And then I think I'm going to give you 5 for the Cabal because you got those the ingredients.
All right.
And then for Minerva,
Yes.
I don't know if you've got. What do you think about taking McConnery as a mentor?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then I'm going to go ahead and give you a +5 because you are now a follower of her. Do you want to edit that or do you want me to do it?
I'll do it.
All right, cool. And then I'm also going to give you a +5 for the group
Oh, cool.
because I think you two grew closer together. You spent some time together and yeah. So that's all.
Yeah.
I think that's all of the experience stuff and there's nothing else. Is there anything else to do here?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, then we have been Unknown Girl Society, Historical Unknown Girl Society today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our Discord, our Patreon, and our merchandise. We're going to go around really quick because I shoved us up right towards the end and then we got to sign off. So we have Minerva.
Played by me, Persephone.
We have Elizabeth.
Hi there. I'm Alexis, and on Twitter you can catch me under @GameSeizure.
And we have me. I am Silent Ferrets. You can find me on Twitter at Thousand Heads, but please instead check out my silentferrets.itch.io, where you can play my games, including one where you are anime demon lords working at a convenience store. It's called what is it called? Anime Hijinks Overload, I think is what I called it. I'm working on the name. Anyway, check out my games. Thank you for watching and have a feline day.
Nice.